My name is Grace. I'm 52 years old, and 8 months ago, I made what everyone called the craziest decision of my life. I gave my beach house keys to a complete stranger, a woman I'd never met, whose name I didn't even know, who was sitting in an airport terminal with two crying children and nowhere to go. My friends said I was reckless. My lawyer said I was insane. My sister said I'd come home to find everything stolen. They were all wrong. What I came home to was so much more than I could have imagined. This is that story. I'm a civil engineer. For 28 years, I've designed bridges, highways, infrastructure projects across the country. It's demanding work, stressful, the kind where one mistake can cost lives. By age 50, I was exhausted, burned out. My marriage had ended 5 years earlier. No kids, no drama, just two people who'd grown apart. My parents were gone. My sister lived overseas. I had colleagues, not friends. My life was work, home, sleep, repeat. Last March, my company won a massive contract in Singapore. 8-month project, complex, high stakes. Grace, your lead engineer, my boss said. We need you there full-time. I should have been excited. It was career-defining work. Instead, I felt nothing, just tired. But I said yes. Because that's what I do. I say yes. I work, I deliver. The flight was scheduled for Friday night. I'd be gone until November at least. I spent that last week organizing everything. Paid bills ahead, arranged for landscaping at my beach house, set up mail forwarding. The beach house was my sanctuary, small place in coastal Florida. I'd bought it after my divorce with the settlement money. It was where I went to breathe. To remember I was human, not just an engineer. Leaving it empty for 8 months felt wrong, but what choice did I have? Friday came. I drove to the airport, checked my bags, went through security, and that's when I saw her. She was sitting near gate 37, young, maybe 28. Hispanic woman with two small children. A boy, maybe 4 years old, and a girl who couldn't have been more than 2. They were crying, all 3 of them. The woman had a backpack and one small suitcase. That was it. No stroller, no diaper bag full of supplies, nothing. The little girl was wailing, and the mother was trying to comfort her while the boy clung to her leg. People walked past. Some stared. Nobody stopped. I should have walked past too. My gate was 3 terminals away. I had 40 minutes until boarding. But something made me stop. I walked over. "Excuse me, are you okay?" She looked up. Her eyes were red, swollen from crying. She had a bruise on her left cheek, partially covered with makeup. "I'm fine," she said automatically. Then her voice cracked. "No, I'm not fine." "What happened?" She hesitated, looked at her children. The little girl had stopped crying and was staring at me with big brown eyes. "I left," she finally said. "My husband, he hurt me. I took the kids and left." She gestured to her face and I understood. The bruise. "Do you have somewhere to go?" She shook her head. "My family is in Texas, but I don't have money for tickets. I came to the airport because—" She trailed off, looking embarrassed. "Because it's safe," I finished. "Security everywhere. Bathrooms. Water fountains." She nodded, tears falling again. I looked at this woman, this stranger, and I thought about my empty beach house. "What's your name?" "Carmen." "Carmen, I'm Grace." I dug in my purse and pulled out my keys. "I have a house about an hour from here. Beach house." "It's empty. I'm flying to Singapore for 8 months." Her eyes widened. "What?" "You and your kids need a place to stay. I have one. Take the keys." "I can't just—" "Yes, you can." I wrote the address on a piece of paper. "Here, call this number." I wrote my property manager's number. "His name is Frank. Tell him I sent you. He'll let you in, show you around." "Why are you doing this?" Her voice was barely a whisper. "Because someone helped me once when I needed it." That wasn't entirely true. Nobody had ever helped me like this. But it felt like the right thing to say. "Say you'll take care of the place, that's all I ask." She took the keys with shaking hands. The little girl reached for them and Carmen pulled her close. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you so much." My boarding call came over the speakers. I have to go. There's food in the pantry, toiletries in the bathrooms. Make yourself at home. I walked away before I could second-guess myself. The project in Singapore was brutal. 12-hour days, 7 days a week. The client kept changing specifications. The team was overworked. I called Frank, my property manager, after the first week. The woman I sent to the beach house. Is everything okay? Yeah, Grace, everything's fine. She's quiet, keeps to herself. Kids are adorable. Good. Thanks for checking. I was too busy to think about it much after that. The project consumed me. Weeks turned into months. March became April, then May, June, July. The project hit delays. What was supposed to be done by October stretched into November. I barely noticed. Work was all I had. Frank called occasionally. Carmen asked if she could plant some vegetables in the backyard. I said yes. Hope that's okay. Of course. Another time. She repainted the fence. Looks great. She insisted on doing it as a thank you. I felt a warmth in my chest. This stranger was taking care of my sanctuary. Finally, in November, the project wrapped up. 8 months. Done. I booked my flight home, exhausted but proud. We'd built something that would last generations, but all I wanted was to see my beach house again. The flight landed on a Thursday afternoon. I rented a car and drove straight to the beach house. I couldn't wait to see it. As I turned onto my street, I noticed something different. The yard. It looked alive. I pulled into the driveway and just sat there, staring. The grass was perfectly trimmed. Flowers bloomed everywhere. Roses, marigolds, hibiscus. The fence was freshly painted white. The house itself looked better than when I'd left it. I got out of the car slowly, still processing. That's when I heard it. Children's laughter. I walked around to the backyard. Carmen was there, hanging laundry on a line. The little girl, so much bigger now, was playing in a small plastic pool. The boy was kicking a soccer ball, and there was someone else. An older woman, maybe 60, sitting in a lawn chair, watching the children with a smile. Carmen turned and saw me. Her face went pale. Grace. She dropped the laundry and walked toward me quickly. You're back. I'm back. She looked terrified. I'm so sorry. I know I've been here longer than probably expected. I've been saving money. I have a job now. I can pay you rent for the time. Carmen, stop. I held up my hand. It's okay. The garden. I know I should have asked first, but the kids needed fresh vegetables and... Carmen, I smiled. The house looks beautiful. Really beautiful. She exhaled, relief washing over her face. Who's that? I pointed to the older woman. That's my mother, Rosa. She came from Texas 2 months ago to help with the kids. Rosa stood and walked over. You must be Grace. My daughter has told me so much about you. She hugged me, and I stiffened. I wasn't used to being hugged. But then I relaxed into it. Come inside, Carmen said. Please, I'll make coffee. The inside of the house took my breath away. It was clean, organized, but more than that, it felt like a home. Children's drawings covered the refrigerator. Toys were neatly organized in a basket. The kitchen smelled like fresh bread. I bake, Carmen explained sheepishly. I hope that's okay. I clean the oven after. It smells amazing. We sat at the kitchen table. Rosa poured coffee. The kids came inside, curious about the stranger. Mama, who's that? The little girl asked. This is Miss Grace. She owns this house. She's the one who helped us. The boy, older now and braver, walked up to me. Thank you for letting us live here. Mama says you're an angel. My throat tightened. I'm not an angel, sweetheart. Just someone who wanted to help. Over coffee, Carmen told me everything. After I gave her the keys, she called Frank. He let her in, gave her basics. I cried for 3 days straight, she said. I couldn't believe someone would do that. A stranger. She'd been married to her husband for 6 years. He'd started hitting her after their son was born. Got worse after their daughter. I stayed because I had no money, no job, nowhere to go. My family couldn't help financially. The day I met her at the airport, he'd hit her so hard she saw stars. She grabbed the kids and ran. literally ran. I took one bus to the airport because I knew he couldn't get to me there. I had $40 and no plan. She paused, wiping her eyes. Then you appeared, like an actual miracle. For the first 2 months, she focused on getting the kids stable. Then she found a job at a local restaurant. Waitress. Not glamorous, but it paid. She saved every penny. I called my mother, sent her money for a bus ticket. She came to help with the kids while I work. Rosa nodded. I sold everything in Texas, came here to be with my daughter and grandchildren. And your husband? I asked carefully. I filed for divorce. Restraining order. He doesn't know where we are. Carmen looked at me. Grace, I know I've overstayed. I have about $3,000 saved. I can pay you. No. But, Carmen, look around. You've taken care of this place better than I ever did. You've made it a home. That's not the same as rent. I thought for a long moment. What if I offered you a different arrangement? What do you mean? I'm tired, I said honestly. So tired. I've worked for 28 years, and I'm realizing I've never really lived. They listened quietly. This house was supposed to be my escape, but I was never here. I was always working. I looked at Carmen, at Rosa, at the 2 children playing in the living room. You've turned this house into something I never could. A home. A real home. Where are you going with this? Carmen asked nervously. Stay. Keep living here. No rent. Grace, I can't. Let me finish. I need a property manager. Someone who maintains the house, keeps it livable, handles repairs. I pulled out my phone, did some quick math. I'll pay you $2,500 a month, plus utilities. You live here, take care of the place, and I come visit sometimes. Carmen stared at me. You're offering me a job? Yes, and a home. Why would you do this? I thought about it. Really thought about it. Because 8 months ago, I gave you keys without thinking, and you gave me something back I didn't even know I needed. What's that? Hope, purpose. The reminder that kindness matters. Rosa was crying. Carmen was crying. Even I had tears in my eyes. So? I asked. Deal? Carmen nodded. Deal. That was 6 months ago. Carmen still lives in the beach house with her kids and her mother. She manages the property beautifully. I visit once a month. Sometimes I stay a weekend. We cook together, walk on the beach, watch the kids play. Last month, Carmen enrolled in community college, business management. She wants to run her own restaurant someday. You can do it, I told her. You're one of the strongest people I've ever met. I learned from you, she said. From me? You taught me that sometimes you have to take a risk on faith, that strangers can become family. The divorce finalized. Her ex-husband signed away his rights. She's free. The kids call me Tia Grace, Aunt Grace. They draw pictures for me, show me their toys, tell me about preschool. Last week, the little girl, Lucia, crawled into my lap while I was reading. Tia Grace, she said, I love you. I held her close and cried, because for the first time in years, I felt like I belonged somewhere. People ask me if I regret giving my keys to a stranger. Never. Not once. I gave Carmen shelter. She gave me a family. I gave her hope. She gave me purpose. Sometimes the craziest decisions are the best ones. Sometimes strangers become the family you didn't know you needed. If this story moved you, remember, one act of kindness can change everything. Not just for the person you help, but for yourself. Trust your gut. Take the risk. Give the keys. You never know what you might come home to.